Yo, what is going on, guys? Anthony back here today with another video. For today's video, we're gonna have a little sit down video. We're just gonna, talk. So for today's video, I'm not really gonna be doing anything. I know it might be a little boring, just probably like my other videos, but I'm just gonna sit and talk to you guys. Obviously, as I'm recording this, it's New Year's Eve, and as you guys will see this, it will be New Year's. So Happy New Year's to everyone watching. But I wanted to do a little recap of the year, you know? This is a video, I guess, for myself, and maybe you guys can relate to this. But this year was definitely interesting to me. I'm fortunate enough to not have to go through some of the circumstances people have had to go through with in terms of, maybe losing a home or, financial situations. I'm blessed for that, and I'm blessed for what I have right now. But I did lose a little bit this year. I think just like everyone, I think maybe you were okay financially, but you may have lost something in a different aspect. Maybe you lost stuff financially and just things like that. I think everyone didn't have that good of a year, right? So let's start in the beginning. Let's start with January. January, I felt good about this year. I felt something different. That was the first time I ever felt like this, where I felt there was a whole shift and it was something completely different. And it was in a positive way for me. Just like I'm sure other people thought this year was going to be different. I felt it, and I mean, it was different. It was very different. In January, I was still working at Target. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen, or maybe some of you guys have seen those videos. If not, go check them out. There's two of them. Yeah, there's two of them. I talk about my experience there. And in January, I was fine. I never know how to say this. February. That month. I was fine too. Everything was okay. Everything was starting to get crazy, but it wasn't to the point like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't like a mandatory for people to wear masks, and I think people were just starting to do it, and things started to sell out, all that crazy stuff, and then March hit. So the year started off not good, because I mean, obviously, what happened, and look where we are now. But I was working. I was fortunate enough to have that job and to still maintain that, to maintain that income. So I was blessed because a lot of people were losing their jobs, were beginning to lose their jobs, and I was 18. I'm 18 at the time, and I'm able to keep mine, so I was beyond blessed. And I just found out that a family member was diagnosed with, you know what it is. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it without, YouTube being weird, but I found out a family member got sick, a really close one. I'm 19. I haven't really experienced. I have experienced death. I have, but nothing as close as to this one. And in April it happened, and it really shook everything. It shook everything for me, for my family members, obviously, and it made me think about everything a lot differently. I unfortunately lost my aunt. It's a hard time, and it's still really weird. I feel like this is different, I feel like, I don't know. I honestly can't explain it to you. I'm sorry if I'm not making any sense, but I had lost a family member, and the year prior to that, actually literally the same time, I had lost a great-grandmother who was at that time the closest person to me to have passed away. That hit me hard too, because that was like on my mom's side, that's the only like grandmother I really got to meet, in terms like that. I never actually got to meet my actual grandmother. So that hit me hard too, and then obviously this year came along, and then literally the same exact time, I had my close aunt on my dad's side unfortunately pass away, and things started becoming very weird for me. Things flipped drastically. It messed with my head a bit. This year I was trying to fix my head, and I went off the rails a little bit. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I was perfectly fine and I was happy and I got through it. No. I think my anxiety really peaked this year. I personally have never had anxiety attacks to which I have gotten them. You know, I used to just kind of freeze up and maybe breathe a little heavier, but my anxiety got really bad, and it was times where it was either back to back or it became very frequent. And my anxiety attacks would literally prohibit me to move and will insert certain thoughts in my head. Not only is that affecting me, but that's affecting the people around me, because the people that I love the most really saw that out of me. And that whole thing was just very weird for me. I started, the anxiety attacks were very frequent. Slowly but surely, depression kind of came in a little factor into it. And I'm not gonna, it's something I've dealt with before, so I don't like when people label, like, oh my god, it's such a rainy day, it makes me so depressed. Like, I hate when people just throw the word depressed out there, because it's so much more than just being sad. But I kind of got into that a little bit, and I was trying to get myself out of it, so I started going to the gym. This is, say, January, February, March, April, May, June. So my aunt passed in April. The May, June, I went to the gym. And I was going to the gym. I was focused on that. I had left my job in June, and I was just focusing on myself. It was a time where I had to leave that job for numerous reasons. One of them was because it was messing me up mentally, and I couldn't do it no more. And plus, I'm 19 years old. The job Target pays well, and especially for people that don't have the means, or they may have lost their jobs, like, that's really good to them. Like, we were getting paid 15 an hour, and I was Monday through Friday 2 to 10, like, and do the math, it's bi-weekly. Like, I was getting paid a really good amount for months and months and months. But I knew I didn't need that. I didn't need that job. Yes, of course it's nice to have all the amount of money I could scrape, but there's a lot of people out there that actually need that job. I don't need it. I'm fortunate enough to not need it. I feel like I'm very smart with my money. I've done what I needed to do. I'm still really good on the money aspect, God willing. So I had left my job. I'm doing the gym, and my girlfriend and I, we see each other. What was it, in July? Yeah, July. We practically spent the whole month together. For those of you may not know, she doesn't live here in Jersey. She lives in Florida. So we got to spend literally the whole month together. I think she came here for the first half of July, and then the second half I went down there. And it was a great time. I had the time of my life, and I really needed that, especially when I had the passing of my aunt, my anxiety attacks becoming really harsh, really detrimental to my health. My depression was coming back a little bit. So July was great for me. I was enjoying life. I had just left a job that I wanted to leave for so long. I was with my girlfriend, and I was on cloud nine. And as I was down there, my mom started to tell me that my dog was not eating, and he was being very weird with his food. Like, he would eat, and then he wouldn't, and then he would sometimes drink, sometimes not, and he was being a little iffy about that. And I'm one of those people that I get a gut feeling about certain things, and they end up being right. I don't know what it is. I don't want to say I don't. It's very weird. And once I get a gut feeling, it ends up becoming true. And so once I heard that, I'm like, okay, my dog, there's just something about it. And I was like, my dog isn't right, It is, obviously, when an animal or anyone isn't eating or drinking like that, it concerns you. But a lot of people, I feel like, would have like faith, be like, oh, we're just taking him to the doctors, he was blah 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 blah. I knew off the get-go something was wrong. So that continued to happen throughout August. And my dog started slowly but surely becoming a little slower, becoming more lethargic, becoming a little more picky with his food. And you just see the decline. And I remember, was it late August, early September, where he looked great. He was just given a new medicine, and for literally like a week or two, he looked as if he has never been sick. He honestly looked like he was younger. He was running around, he was eating a lot, he had so much energy, he was drinking. And then one day he all of a sudden just starts becoming like, I don't know how to explain it, but he starts like running around the house and his back leg starts slipping. He starts to urinate and he starts to poop all over the house, and it's not normal poop. It's like very like bloody stool, and it became really bad, and it wasn't him at that point. Slowly but surely, I forgot what date it was, honestly, sometime in September, my mom had woken me up. It was like 6 in the morning, and she said that he was struggling to breathe and he passed away right in front of us. So I still am. I'm dealing with my aunt passing away. I'm dealing with my aunt passing away. I'm dealing with my own problems in my head, which are insane. My problems in my head they got really out of control, and now I have this happening with my dog, and it just all hit me really, really hard. And I asked myself, I was like, what was I doing? Did I do anything wrong? Because I'm that type of person that I feel like that's the case. Like if bad things start to happen, I'm like, I must have done something wrong. I guess it's just life. That had happened in September, and my family had another passing in November. I wasn't super close to this person. Someone close with my family. I've spent time with their kids, like when I was growing up with them. So I was over the house. I would play with them, and I knew who everyone was. And I hadn't seen them for the longest, but just hearing that news was still like oh, okay, damn. And it was hard to see my dad's side of the family be really down, obviously, about my aunt passing away, and then this other person in the family passing away. And at the same time, I'm coming here home and my mom isn't the happiest, and it's just depressing looking at like the news, and then you look at everyone around you just being really sad. This isn't pity. I don't want this to be pity. It's not like, oh, feel bad for me. No, it's not that. I just want to make this video to recap. Not only is this for me to see, in years and years from now, but to maybe relate to you guys, to show that, everything is good. Everything's gonna be all right eventually. No, I'm not one of those people that think just because it's a new year, all of this is gonna go away and it's magically gonna go away. No, it's gonna be like this for a while still. And to all those people that have lost someone during this time, my condolences to you. I understand how hard it can be. I've lost a very close aunt, but there's people that have lost brothers, sisters, children, parents, I'm sorry for your losses. It's very weird because you see on the news, they always show like the amount of cases and the amount of deaths. And when you have a family member that has died from that, you see that death toll and you just remember one, and you're like, I know one person in there. So for some people you may know multiple, but the way I look at it is like, I know one person in that death toll, which is just mind-boggling to me. And especially you get a lot of people that don't wear the mask and don't do that, and it's insulting because this is very real, and yet they don't think it's real. But it's very insulting to me because I've had someone close to me pass for that reason, and they say it's not real, and it's insulting, One thing that was really good about this year was that I started this. I started my channel, obviously, which you guys are on now. This is something I've always wanted to do my whole, ever since 4th grade. 4th grade I started watching YouTube. 5th grade was when I knew it was gonna be mine, and I want this. I really do. I was scared, and excited, and right now I'm just excited because whether or not people believe in me with this whole YouTube stuff, I really believe in myself. There's times where I have doubt. I'm only human, but I always try to believe in myself as much as I can, especially with this, because this is what I really want to do, and I want this. I really want this. It's not because of you see these big YouTubers and you have the money. Like, okay, yeah, the money's cool, but just helping people out, because I've used YouTube as a gateway. When I had rough days at school, or I had rough days in general, and things, my mind's just going places, I dive into the world of YouTube, and I forget, and it's a distraction. YouTube has been great to me. My goal at the end of this year, I started in September? My goal at the end of this year was to reach 10 subscribers, and right now I have 25. Had 26. Someone unsubscribed. That's fine. It comes with it. My goal was 10. Now I have 25. And to you guys, that may seem like nothing. It is fucking low as hell. Like, you go watch all these other people that have millions of subscribers, millions of views. But to me, for someone that's truly wanted to do this, it means so much to me. It's been the highlight, I love this. I love doing this. That was at least something positive to take from this, I had its ups, I had its downs, but look, it's a new year. I'm not gonna sit here and say, new year, new me. That shit's corny. That shit's corny as hell. Fuck all that. I never know what the new year brings. I'm just gonna do what I continue on doing, and I hope you guys have a happy new year. I hope you guys stay safe. Please stay safe. Just enjoy life. If this year has taught you anything, it's to literally, plain and simple, enjoy life. Enjoy the people around you. Enjoy the little things. Enjoy the little things like, eating inside. Socializing with people. Like the times where we didn't have to wear a mask. Like, I look at videos from I don't know, maybe like a year ago from other YouTubers, and I just see them vlogging and no one's wearing a mask, and it's just like, it looks so foreign, but eventually we'll be back to that. Just enjoy the little things. That's all it is. That's what I've learned. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys, I don't know if I could say enjoyed, because I told you a lot of deep shit. Hope you guys can relate in some sort of way and know that you aren't alone. Not whatsoever. Anyways, I hope you guys have a happy New Year's. Again, stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys back on Monday. Peace out, everyone.